took them like 15 minutes to get the video going. And so when it comes online, I'm just over here like this, like playing with my hair. And then suddenly we were live. Anyways, so I got to remind myself of that experience yesterday.
Well, tell me which one it is so I can edit that part out of the video so it's not annoying.
It's from March 17th.
Okay.
Was the date. Well, what's up, guys? Cowgirl is here.
Yeah.
Ready to save this Wednesday. It's almost like a Friday. We get tomorrow off. That's exciting.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And we've got a surprise today.
We do have a surprise today because we didn't know what in the world was going on. So we were just
surprised to us too.
I came in this morning and I was like, well, Denny, I texted you, but you didn't respond to me. So I hope you got them and is prepared to do something today because Tony and I have been sorting leather furiously for the past 3 days and have not prepped any video, anything.
Okay. Well, I didn't answer you because I figured there was no need. Because I didn't know what I was going to do till this morning.
Oh, good. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, what are we going to do?
Well, I'm going to show folks how I use a tap-off pattern to do a belt, a repetitive pattern belt.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tap the thing off this morning and start tooling it.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're going to be on again Friday or not.
I think so.
If we are, I'll try and finish it. I might do a little bit of it between now and then.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens. I'm not sure who's going to be here on Friday.
Yeah.
Are you going to be here on Friday?
I don't know. If no one else is, I might not be.
Yeah. Well,
I'm afraid of the dark.
The
so
plan was to do moccasins this week, but Anderson, who was supposed to be doing moccasins, came down with
some sort of a head cold situation,
sinus infection or something.
Yeah. So we're gonna try that again next week. But so yeah, and then I heard we're gonna do something fun with it.
Yeah, I don't know what Tony has planned, but I think we're gonna try and give this away. So I'm gonna make it where you can cut it off to whatever length you want it.
Very cool.
This will be up to, I think, like a 44 or 45 inch belt.
A size 44?
Yeah. So
okay.
So we're doing something crazy on Monday.
We are doing something crazy on Monday.
And it's going to be one of those hours we're going to give this belt that we're making away.
Yeah. So for those of you that have not seen all of the advertising that we're doing, and we're trying to do a lot of it because we need a lot of people because Tony and I are finding a lot of leather. On Monday, so on Cyber Monday, we are doing 5 hours of live sales. 5 of them. A whole handful of hours of live sales. And so every hour we will have a giveaway. So that means 5 giveaways for Monday for those of you guys that are participating in our live sale. So one of them will be a belt size to fit you or a loved one if you so desire us to size it for someone else.
Yeah, if you're in on this, you do need to tell me the size.
Yeah, so on Monday, but you're just going to tool it and then we'll size it later, right?
I'll size it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fit to cut the turn back in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because aren't we fading that part out on the turn back?
If whoever wins it or ends up with it will tell me the size, I will do the turn back for them.
Okay.
And it'll be ready.
Well, we'll see what happens on Monday.
Okay.
First off, I'm going to stretch this belt a little bit. By that, I mean I'm going to get it wet. And Tony, too.
I'm not praying hard enough to get me wet yet.
I do appreciate you doing it that way.
Thank you. Keep her jeans dry.
Kevin always likes to spray things this way, and then he thinks it's funny.
He thinks it's funny, yeah. Okay, here's the pattern that I'm going to do. I don't know if, have we got the overhead camera going?
Yeah.
This is a finished swatch of this pattern that we're going to do today.
What kind of flower would you call that? I asked him that question last week, too.
Well, I know. What would you call it? I don't know.
I would call it a Denny flower.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, good.
Okay, and here, one more time, Tony. Okay. Here is the actual tap-off that I'm going to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my wing dividers in the width of this border. And I'm going to mark that on this delightful little piece of leather. And I've taped the back of it. And I used a slicker on this.
Just like we learned. Whoops.
Don't tell me.
You guys don't see that.
Yeah.
It's going to tool right out.
Yeah.
You mean switch off the overhead camera then?
Yeah, now. After the fact.
Oh, my bad.
So, Denny, when you did this tap off here, what was kind of your process for just making him?
Well, I drew it on a piece of paper. I like to make my tap offs 9.5 inches end to end.
Okay.
And hopefully they will repeat pretty close.
That's the goal anyways.
Yeah. And the reason I make them 9.5 inches is we sometimes we build a new belt roll, an embossing roll, and those need to be 9.5 inches in diameter.
So you figure if you're going to tool a pattern, you might as well make it.
So if we decided we wanted to use it, we could.
Gotcha. He's thinking ahead.
Yes. Okay, now I'm going to use my swivel knife here, which I've already stropped before I came in here. And I'm going to cut this border. A lot of people use a little tool to keep their border straight.
The little wizard?
Yeah.
The little plastic border wizard?
I'm not perfect at this, but the best way to do it is to watch where you're getting ready to cut and don't worry about the mistakes you've already made.
You can't fix it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you can't change that.
Yeah, sometimes you want to watch where you've been, but that doesn't help where you're going.
That's right. That detracts from where you're going. Another trick is to make as long a cut as you can before you stop and start over again. I did that relatively smoothly.
You did pretty good. Now just don't follow the wrong line on this side.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Great tip, Liz. Hey, we have Connie that says that she loves the bag on the wall behind you, above the hat. Not really a bag.
Oh, this thing?
But it is something we did make on the Glowforge.
Yeah, this is a 6-pack holder, y'all.
Y'all.
You could make it a little bit bigger and make it a wine bottle holder, I suppose, but that would be heavy.
Well, you would just do. They have them that you just make them a two bottle.
Gotcha. That's not enough. Who wants 2 bottles of wine?
I know, filling like 2 glasses of wine.
I know, that's silly.
Right?
This is pretty stout, though. This is like 2 layers of bridal leather. This could hold a 6-pack of wine.
We did make some changes to it. To the inside pieces are a little floppy when you don't have bottles in it.
I believe when Clayton made that, he made it so you could carry anything you wanted to in it.
Yeah, this thing is stout.
All right, I've got the border cut.
Isn't there instructions on how to do this for anybody that's interested, just real fast? Didn't we do a video on it?
We did a video.
Is there a pattern?
We did a video on it, but I don't remember if we gave a pattern out. I don't remember if we drew a pattern, if it was just a digital one.
Well, next time you buy a 6-pack, just lay out those pieces. And then
there you go, take apart the cardboard.
Yeah, take apart your cardboard and you should be good to go.
Jenny E. Denny says, thank you so much. Because of your tooling videos, I'm finally figuring this out. Did a tractor on my husband's cell phone case and a semi on her son's case. Plus, go lefties.
All right. All right. Well, I'm glad someone's getting something out of it. Okay, let me turn it this way.
All right.
And I'm going to use this for my tip end because it's a leaf. That's a nice place to end up with. And I'm just going to...
There we go.
Is that about right?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, you have to help me.
I got you. I'm here for you.
And I'm just going to... This tap-off pattern, I cut it with the swivel knife, and that's all that's been done. So it's dry, and I put a coat of acrylic finish on it to keep it from getting wet again. When I'm tapping here, hopefully when I take it off, you'll be able to see the impression of those lines.
Hey, look at that.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of see.
Very nice.
Yeah. But now I'm just going to match the end up here.
Well, this does seem quite a bit faster than
It's
hand laying out all those lines.
Yeah, it's a lot faster than tracing this line out. Plus, it's repetitive. I only had to draw 9.5 inches of pattern.
Mm-hmm. And then could you use the same kind of idea? You just like for a namespace, you just kind of leave off here, put your name, and then keep going.
Yeah, just leave off where, like I would probably leave off right after that flower,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would start again right at that leaf again.
Gotcha. So maybe on the back you might put some marks. Be like,
Yeah,
stop tap in here for namespace.
Right.
Those two pieces of granite sound different.
Well, they do. They're different.
Oh.
It's a natural product.
And another thing, if you'll notice, I keep working my hands down because when I tap this, it makes the pattern want to kind of crawl. So I just straighten it back up just a little at a time as I go down. One more and I will be where I want to be. And I'm going to stop it about right here. And this is a long belt too, you guys. Sorry, Tony.
What are you sorry about?
I'm on the other rock. Alright, that's where I'm going to stop. Now.
There you go, just whack the camera.
Oh, sorry. Now I'm going to take my little flower center that I'm going to use. And this is just a real small flower center. Let me see.
I think over here.
Oh, sorry. You can hold it up to the top one.
Oh, there we go.
It's still wiggling though.
Just a little round flower center.
What's the number on it?
This number is S88, or I'm sorry, 866. Is that what you see?
Yes, he is correct.
S866. And I'm just going to lightly set this. When I say lightly, because I'm going to set this again later, but I definitely want a place where I cut my flower petals.
A reference?
A reference.
Did you make a lot of belts when you were making a lot of saddles?
Not a lot, but I did make some. You know, belts are actually, for me, one of the most difficult things to tool because everything's small in such a confined space,
Mm-hmm.
and all your figures and structures are small. But after you get one done, if you get it to come out right, it's pretty nice. All right. Now, when I cut a pattern, I always try to cut my flowers and all of my large structures first. So I'm going to start with the flowers here. And when I'm teaching a class on flowers, I tell people to try and keep that flower center in mind because that's where you want everything to flow to. Or from. Going from right there.
Well, Denny, while you tootle around.
I forgot about that, Slick.
On your pattern there. We've got a guest here in the studio today. We've got David. He is up from Arkansas, his first time in the store. He came to visit us, so he's sitting back here in this corner. He's a knife maker. Hang on, I have his card. David Wormington. If you guys need any hunting knives out there, that's what he does. And you can give him a holler, and I'm sure he'll take orders.
Do you want us to show your card? David, are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So we've got...
You hate free advertisement, don't
That's
you?
right.
Yeah.
So I don't really want
Here, go to the center of the camera, probably.
to... Okay. Oh, there it is. David Wormington. Anyways, so that's who we've got in the studio today hanging out with us.
Been a minute for Tim to be in here from Australia.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tim.
He asked how everyone was.
What time is it in Australia where you're at?
Nighttime.
Right?
You may be already Thanksgiving.
My wife's daughter lives in New Zealand, and Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, probably so then.
So in there, I think New Zealand is about 500 miles across the water from New Zealand.
From Australia.
I may be wrong.
Okay.
I may be wrong, but I think it's.
Well, that's not very close.
I think I'm not wrong. It's fairly close.
I mean, considering the
within-
world.
Yeah. Considering the world.
We're going to look at the scale of, Missouri to New Zealand. Australia is definitely closer.
Yeah.
So we hope everybody has been enjoying the 21 crazy days of sales that we've got going on.
So crazy we can't even say
Yeah,
it.
so crazy we can't even say it. So what is today? How many days do we have left? We got a whole week left.
Next Tuesday's the last day.
Okay, yep. So right at a week left. So keep your eyes peeled there. Tuesday, we will have one offer. It will run for Tuesday only. And then everything will close midnight on Tuesday. So on the 30th. So just, keep your calendars updated. Make sure you don't miss out on any of that. And then, like we've already talked about, Tony and I on Monday will be streaming from noon until 5 here on Facebook.
It may actually go after.
We'll see. We got a lot of leather, guys.
It's going to be a really big day for 21.
There's
Oh,
extra
yeah.
things that
Our
are...
Black Friday, we have kind of lots of specials happening on Black Friday. So,
What, are we up to like 6 items that'll happen on Black Friday?
Mm-hmm. Couple are 1 day only.
Yeah.
1 day only. So if you've been saving up to...
so you
Have
might
all
need to
your
make a
shipping-
purchase on Friday and then also next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we had 75 Herman Oak things that dropped yesterday.
Ooh, yeah.
They also...
Oh, did they?
Yesterday.
All that black?
And it forgot to set it to disallow back orders.
We might still have some over at Grant. There was a pallet up at the top.
That could be good.
Good to hear.
Yeah,
Jeff's
so you
gonna
might
go
reach
talk
out to
Corey
Allie.
right now. Hey, don't start breaking people's hearts. We might have some.
Because there was, so the thin, we had that. But then I think when we were there last week, up at the pallet across from where we store the Herman Oak, there was a whole pallet, I think, of black thin.
Okay.
Great news.
So holler at Allie and see what she's got.
So like 1 day we sold whatever 75 plus 100 and
That's awesome, guys.
30 something.
Woo!
Our
Okay.
last hour, I think we have 144 hides and or sides. Hides.
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 We've got some hides.
50
Speaking
feet.
of.
50 feet of leather.
Yeah, 50 feet of leather.
Denny, would you pay $125 for a whole hide?
Yes, sir. Of any sort, just about.
Yeah,
If
check.
it's
Just to
any
cut it in
size.
half and sell it for that.
Right.
So this is a little preview numero uno. Obviously, I found some great green leather because that's really the only color that I care about in the spectrum. So we've got this awesome upholstery hide that we've got some multiples of this that will be. So this is just one little one little preview guy here. This is amazing. It's a heavyweight, almost like a Miracle style, if you're familiar with our upholstery leather. So we'll have a couple of these for a really good deal for a full hide. I don't know, just throw it under the tree or something, you know.
Make a tree skirt out of it. Is that what you're trying to say?
Anyways,
That would be cool.
Tony and I are having a lot of fun,
There's
but it's also
green,
a lot of
browns,
manual labor.
Purple.
There's purple. There's some blues, right? Isn't there blue?
Blues, browns. That's of all the
Upholstery.
Then we got like ruby red slippers, some rose gold, double butts,
Yeah. So if you guys remember
Saffiano crosshatch.
a couple months ago, we've got that kind of that pebble grain Saffiano leather.
Oil tans.
Don't give it all away, guys.
We've got
That's just 1 hour. Please
Please tell all your friends.
That's just 1 hour.
Noon
Tim.
to 5. Facebook. Springfield Leather. Be there.
Tim
Be
is
there or be
he's a
square.
sailor. Tim does sail. He
Oh,
said
yeah.
it is quite a bit of a sail to New Zealand.
Quite a bit of a sale.
Have you ever
Yeah.
done it? I'm curious if he's done it. It'd be fun.
I'm curious as to if I'm even close to how far it is.
Can you get us the mileage there, Tim?
Because I was going to swim it at some point.
Were you?
And we got another guy that joined in from Newcastle, Australia. He said that it's 4:20 a.m. in Australia where he's at.
Well, welcome aboard, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Do we ship to Australia?
We do. It's not the cheapest thing, but if you will contact team@springfieldleather.com with the order that you're looking to place, or if you've got everything in like your cart, it won't let you check out on the website, but you can put everything in a cart and then let us know, and we can take a look at your cart and we can get shipping quotes for you.
We're trying to get that fixed where it will be on the website. But it's getting all the leathers correctly weighted or all the items correctly weighted. Because right now, if you do it, it will overcharge you shipping. So that's not cool. Unless you want to pay more for shipping.
Okay, so you tooled, or you cut in all your flowers, and now we're cutting in all our leaves.
Yes.
Okay.
Flowers, I'm cutting in the flower stems also, and the leaves and their stems.
And then you'll do your chicken necks later.
Yeah, the chicken necks is the very last part. I like to do all my structures, and that's just so that I don't forget where I am.
Because you have to layer things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're visually layering.
Yes.
So the flowers and the leaves are the top layers, and the chicken necks are the bottom layers.
Yes.
See, I know some things.
You know things. You're just like that insurance company.
Don't call me an insurance company.
We've seen a
Kevin
few
will
things,
fire me if
so
you.
we know a few things.
Kevin's not a fan of insurance companies.
Well,
What's the difference
either
between-
is Denny.
What do you got, Tony?
What's the difference between Masters and Barge?
The color.
Yeah, and the way you spell it.
Masters doesn't
Actually,
have-
Barge is a little bit different. I'm not sure
Why?
what the difference is, but they both do the same thing.
They are both solvent-based contact cements. They are very similar. We do say that if you are using Barge contact cement, that you should use Barge thinner when you do it. If you're using Masters, you should use Masters thinners. Please do not mix them because, like Denny said, they do have different chemical compounds to a certain extent. Obviously, they're two different companies with their own formulas. But they're very, very similar. And they're just like, I mean, it goes back to, whenever we're using adhesive in here and we're using the Van Grip that we buy in bulk for our shop. It's, once again, very, very similar product.
Yeah, people think there's a big difference, and I don't know. Maybe there is. I've never noticed a difference, and I have used both. I started out using Barge cement because I thought that was the thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably because the person that taught you used Barge.
Yeah,
Which is how a lot of it happens.
Yeah, and then he started. Springfield Leather was not in existence at that time. So he did a lot of stuff through Tandy's, which was the only big box leather store in
Mhm.
in the world at that time.
I think it still is really
And-
the only big
and-
box
And he would,
That's-
yeah,
spread out.
and he would buy their brand of contact cement, and that's what I forget what that's called. Tanner's Bond.
Tanner's Bond. It's a
Yeah.
water based.
No,
Is it not?
wasn't. No, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was a solvent based
Oh, okay.
cement, and we started using that and discovered that we could do exactly the same thing with that as we could with Barge. So
I will say, for those of you that have been using the solvent-based contact cements and you do a lot of gluing and you're looking for something that might be a little less hazardous to your lungs or to your workspace, the Renia Aquilum 315 is really pretty amazing. And we've been using it here for quite a few different things. And it just works really well, and you don't have that really strong smell that comes with a solvent base because it's a water-based contact cement. So if for any reason that is on your mind, then you might check out the Renia. Let's see here. Wayne would like to know if you usually line your belts.
yes, I usually do. This one I am not. I usually use about a 5 to 6 ounce finish side and line with a 3 to 4 or a 4 to 5 ounce liner. But I'm not with this simply to save time, and I don't know why else.
He found a piece of leather that was about 8 to
Yeah.
9 ounces, and he's going with it.
Yeah.
Robert said, thanks for reminding him that he needs to add thinner to his TS Boy glue pot. Oh, no, just glue pot, not the TS Boy. And Charles Abbott says Aquilum 315 is the only way to glue. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. It's surprising. Denny, when we were doing that video, like putting the cabochons, inlays on things, it's typically with a contact cement. You don't use it to glue non-porous materials like a rock because it just won't hold. It'll peel up because there's nothing for it to soak into.
Right.
But surprisingly, that Aquilum held that rock onto a piece of leather just fine.
Just fine.
Just fine. It did a good job. So we're always
Yeah,
kind
I
of,
remember that.
yeah.
You know, myself, I very seldom use any cement other than contact because that's what I have on my bench, and I use it for 90% of everything that I would do anyway, and that other 10% I go ahead and use it anyway. and usually have pretty good luck. I can't say 100% of the time I use it, but
Yeah.
almost all the time.
What brand of swivel knife do you have there, Denny?
I don't know.
No name.
This is a
It's a
swivel
really
knife
tall one.
that Kevin used. He had a batch of these that he bought from someone that was going out of business years ago. And this is the nicest swivel knife I've ever owned and the cheapest that I've ever paid for one.
Nothing.
I think $15 is what I paid for this.
Oh, nice.
And it's a wonderful knife. It's stainless steel. It's got a nice 3/8 inch barrel, which I like. It's adjustable out as long as I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
But you can't buy it, so don't ask.
Can't buy it, so don't ask.
Let's see here. Rob asked about scheduling a carving or tooling class with you. Denny does an advanced and a beginner's tooling class. I believe if you just call in, they have the schedule.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, the novice class is the first or the third Saturday of every month, and they last a full day.
Okay.
And the advanced class is the second and the fourth Saturday of every month.
And
Second
once again, it's
or
a full
the
day.
fourth Saturday, yes.
So you'll be here all day. Eventually, I assume Denny let you take a lunch break.
Yeah, if you're really adamant about it.
Or you could just bring some food and...
No, we do, because I'm always hungry.
How much are they?
$80.
$80. And then you do have to bring your own tools, but I believe that you supply the project.
For the novice, yes, because we just do some
A field note?
coasters.
Oh,
But,
coaster, okay.
For the advanced class, the first project that everybody does is a field notes journal,
Okay.
and I believe the cost on that kit is $12.50.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It's in that
$15
area.
or so.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that, Rob, give us a holler and we can check out and see what Denny's current schedule is and see when we can get you in. Every Saturday there's a class, but then they alternate between the advanced and the novice.
Little Fierce asked, is there a virtual tooling class yet?
Not yet, Tony.
You would know.
Yeah, I know.
This hat is getting warm. I don't know how Dondi. So our scrap manager, because we produce so much here, that we have to have one person whose sole job is to manage our scrap load for the shop.
What a scrap load.
We
It's
have a lot.
remnants, Liz.
Our remnants. Our remnants. That's a fun word to say. In any case, Dondi was like, Liz, you're about the same size as me. So he brought me an outfit today. And I would have the vest on, but it's really warm in this room. Especially right here with all the lights. And I did have it on for a minute, but it was too warm. So I took it off.
It looked good, though.
Thanks.
You were a real dandy.
Dondi and I matched today. He also has a black vest and a black hat on. He should pop in here.
He should. We should introduce Dondi to people.
Rob says he will be in touch with
Okay.
advanced class.
All right.
We'll try to get it. Hey, Frodo's in here. It's been a while since we've seen Frodo in the chat.
Frodo's here?
Not that Frodo, but that Frodo.
Are you from Australia? Or New Zealand? Is Frodo in New Zealand? That would be pretty perfect. If you're not, don't answer, because that's how I'm going to imagine it.
If it's not, don't answer, so that we can just always think that.
You have been profiled.
Wow.
One of these days I want to make it down there and see the set. Can your stepdaughter give me a tour?
Denny.
Probably.
I thought maybe Denny fell asleep and wasn't answering.
Well,
He's in the zone.
I am in the zone. But yeah, she'll give you a tour.
Oh, we got a suggestion for another video, Liz.
Yeah?
A leather vest.
Yeah. No, I bought some lambskins here a while back. And I did want to make some sort of leather clothing out of it. I just haven't got around to actually doing it. Denny, we should try that. We should attempt to do a vest.
You know, we could.
As long as you're the one doing it, Liz, and then the we is a frog in your pocket.
People used to ask me if I did
Tony, that's not a
vests
good angle.
and pants and
No,
stuff.
not at all.
And I said,
Not even
I
that one.
do not do clothing.
You do not.
That's what I always told everybody. And
I wouldn't do it
up
for
to
anybody.
Now, I never have.
Besides myself.
But hey, I work for you guys.
I'm overhead.
Okay, I was just making sure before you started moving stuff. How's that?
Don't fall in your granite crack, Denny.
Oh, sorry. I'm glad everyone takes care of me.
I wait for you to fall in there. Your belt falls down in there. You scratch your knife up.
Cut your finger?
Cut my fingers.
Yeah, we're really just looking out for you.
I appreciate it. Am I okay on the camera?
We're moving around.
No.
We're making it work.
That's why there's 7 people out here in front of me. They're moving cameras just for me. Wow.
All right, Denny. Steve asked, how does Denny determine what size knife blade to use on a project?
I almost exclusively use a 3/8 knife blade. And it doesn't matter if it's hollow ground or flat ground. A 3/8 is what I use for everything because you're just using the corner of the knife anyway.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever use a filigree blade?
Not with any success. And a lot of people use like an angled blade, but for me, I don't have much control with an angled blade. If you get the least bit off and try to correct yourself, you see that easily. But with a straight blade, it's flatter and you have more bearing surface in the leather. That's just my opinion, you guys. Because I know there's a lot of people that will disagree and say, well, I've used an angled blade all my life and done good with it.
Well, and I think that's kind of the premise of leatherworking. You do what works for you.
Yeah.
That's why there's a million different tools out there, and there's a million different ways to use each of them.
Yeah. I'm happy for people that can do stuff that I can't. I envy those people.
A lot of liking for doing a vest project.
All right. Well, I'll have to. Once we're done with this, we just need to get past December, and then
Yes.
that's really. And then we'll do some more fun stuff.
Someone switched for me.
James Sayer, welcome to the fun. Oh, a viewer from another platform came over to Twitch and says, this platform sure is smoother to watch over on Twitch. I can actually see Denny's tooling.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we are trying to get some of our Facebook folks to get on the Twitch board for our live sales that we do on Thursdays.
But even Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, the quality is so much different on Twitch, but it is a streaming platform, so
that's what it was made for.
I hope you guys realize I had no idea what you're talking about.
Are you not a Twitcher?
The
I mean,
only
you are.
stream I'm familiar with is the one I fish in.
Aw.
How you been?
Liz, did you
I'm
ever
glad
get
you're with me.
did you ever get that Viking sandal from Razor Blades?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I thought I responded, but maybe I didn't. Hold on, let me check my email.
Yeah, the only way we can do that live shopping is on a platform that we can message you on. And I can't message you on YouTube. They're talking about making a shopping platform on YouTube. Anybody cares? Probably not.
Are you talking to yourself?
Yeah, it happens most of the time in here. I usually talk for them as well.
Yeah.
I'm just about done cutting here, you guys.
DDW. First time chatting, saying, so is Twitch faster than Facebook? Another new follower. RN Sows. The difference between Twitch is I'm trying to figure out how
Is it more
detailed
closer to real time?
I can set it to be closer to real time. It's called latency. Facebook, I have to keep the latency normal, which is slower, so that it doesn't bog down the server, so that everybody is not freezing up, but it still freezes up when there's over 100 viewers. Twitch. Oh, what happened? Why are we half down?
All right.
He's testing our
I
latency.
finished that. You know what I forgot?
Oh, Dave is testing our latency. Twitch is quick. I can keep the latency low on it, and it keeps up with it. And YouTube, I've tried to go quicker on YouTube, but it seems to have issues. It drops bits.
Ooh, what are we doing now?
Okay, now I'm done with my swivel knife.
There we go.
Okay, now I'm using, this is called an undershot beveler, and I'm just going to use this on all the little inside scallops that I have on the leaves and the flowers. I've got 2 or 3 different sizes here. I'm just going to use the one that fits my line the best.
Tony, you want to try the overhead?
Why? Because nothing's possible where I am.
Well, I don't know. Just see if we can get
I don't know.
a little different.
All this undershot beveler does is make it easier for you to bevel through those inside scallops, because an inside turn is a lot harder to make than an outside turn.
Yes.
And this, a lot of people will call this tool a pedal lifter, but and that's a perk for it, I think. But its main job for me is just to bevel those inside scallops.
Seems a lot quicker too than trying to do that with a beveler.
Yeah. Yeah, now when I'm beveling this line, I'll just kind of fly through that one little part, because I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's a little mark at each side of this undershot that I make.
Okay.
But when I bevel around that corner and I'll just kind of scoot through it, and that'll disappear.
You just tootled right on over it.
I'll just tootle right on over, yeah. Pretty slick, huh?
That's pretty slick. I love it. We have a good time here.
We're not right, but we have a good time.
Don't tell them, and they won't know. I'll tell you what, Tony and I have been processing some video ideas and some thoughts, but if anybody would like to see anything specific from Kevin, let us know. Because, sometimes we like to throw him in the mix. It's fun to get him on here every once in a while. So if there's any Kevin things that anybody is curious about. Okay. We're also just asking maybe if we just want to do another Q&A like we did a couple weeks ago. People really seem to enjoy that.
Maybe we're going to do that on Friday?
I'll tell you something else that I would like to see from Kevin.
What's that?
That's double loop lacing. Everyone talks about it. They say, I want to know how to do that. Show me how to do that. Have you got a video? And yes, we do. We've got a couple of videos. I think.
We haven't done it live.
But they always want more, And I think it would be good.
We should make him double loop lace this belt.
Kevin would hate me for suggesting it. So don't tell him I did. He'll probably listen to this video of all of them.
He does say that he watches all of them. He goes home at night and then he judges us.
He judges.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. Now I'm nervous.
Random Creation says, love your videos. Been watching since last year. We started doing the live streaming.
Right. When we were kind of coming back out of COVID lockdown.
We've been over, about a
year and a half?
A year and maybe 4 months or so.
Mm-hmm. It's been how many videos? What's that? 52 weeks in a year?
We started out with once.
So like 75.
Once every 2 weeks, I think, is what we started with, and then quickly went to once a week. And then we're like, well, that's still not enough, so we did twice a week.
And now we're up to 3 times.
And then we're like, oh, that still wasn't enough, so now we do 3 times a week.
Tony and I just like to get out of other real work activities.
Yeah, so what do you do for a job and talk a lot?
It was...
Okay, that's us.
Yeah, we talk.
Doodle, slick, and talk a lot.
Oh my goodness.
That's the whole team, you guys.
Maybe we'll call him Never Shuts Up.
Yeah. That's his native name. Never shuts up. It just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
He shut up.
I'm reading comments.
Didn't even get anything.
Sorry.
Man.
Do we sell that tool that you're using there, Denny?
Yes, we do. We sell...
What is it?
This is a Berry King. No, it's not.
No. SBK 061.
And this one is
So it is one of our more expensive tools.
SBK or SKB.
Oh, you know what? I might be dyslexic.
You are dyslexic.
SKB.
Okay, and this one is SKB 061. Oh, they're both 061. I ground one of them down a little bit. That's the
Let's see if we can.
It's a customized tool.
But we have our other tools that we sell, which is
So Denny
a
made
B61
this one
and a B60.
narrower.
Yes.
This is the original size, and Denny ground the sides off of this little guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad to do that.
He does. He loves those grinders over in his area. He's always over there adjusting something
Well,
or sharpening.
You got to make stuff do what you want it to do.
So is that tool cutting the leather or just pushing it down? And
This
under?
leather, it's a beveler. Let me see if I can get a good shot.
Let me zoom this camera in just a little bit. You're good. Just.
But anyway, it's a beveler, but you don't move this beveler. You just hit it once. If you see, it's got a pretty good angle to it, but the toe of it is just round and it's smooth. So when you hit it, I just tap it once to set it like that, and then I'll hit a pretty good sharp one, and it kind of drives it underneath. It's called an undercut because it actually cuts underneath your leather a bit. And that's why some people call it a pedal lifter, because it will.
No. I just mean you missed those sides.
Oh. Okay, thank you again. Thanks, Slade.
I mean, I got to do something while I'm standing here.
Yeah. Well, you are useful. And after I get this undershot project accomplished, I'm going to start just using a regular beveler and bevel the border, which is kind of boring, but I have to do that. When you're on a real thin piece of leather using one of these tools, you have to be pretty careful because it will cut all the way through.
Yeah, it's going pretty deep.
Yeah.
You ever thought of having a Denny low tool line?
Yeah, all of them I have.
I only have that one.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's a one of a kind, I'm sure.
He's modified something in some way.
All right.
Look at you keeping those tools organized.
Yes. And that's another thing I was going to say. I try to keep my tools kind of in a semblance of order.
Okay.
Because I use my swivel knife first. And these aren't all swivel knives. Some of these are different tools. But I got my swivel knife first, then my undershots, now my bevelers. Then we'll use a bar grounder next, and then my thumbprint, and then all my flower center and leaf liner tools, and so on and so forth. But I try to keep them in, that way I don't sit there and hunt for whatever's
But it helps you keep your steps in order, make sure you're like, oh, now it's time for the next pocket of tools.
Exactly. And I forgot to bring a dead weight. Do we have a dead weight in here?
I'm sitting over here.
Holly's on the run.
Holly, there's 2 or 3 of them on my bench.
Okay.
You had another tool organizer, Denny. I can't see anything there.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to sit right there and just be still.
Be good.
Don't move.
That other little box looking tool organizer deal. It keeps about
The little wooden block.
Oh yeah. On my bench, because I have all these in a wooden block up in front of me.
Yeah.
But then on the top of my granite, which is bigger than this, I have another one that I just set. If I'm using 2 or 3 different sizes of tools, I'll set them on that little box.
Yeah, we were gonna make one of them, weren't we?
Maybe.
Okay. Carry on.
Okay.
I bet you all kinds.
Thank you so much. Now, Liz, you're going to have to talk a lot.
You might be too loud for me to talk a lot.
What time is it?
Oh, almost noon.
A lot of people will use a push beveler for this, and I have before, but you don't get nearly the sharp detail with the push beveler as you do with a hand beveler like I'm doing now. And I have just never been a big fan.
So you're getting quite some depth in there.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to bevel as deep as you cut, and the rule of thumb is to try and cut halfway through the piece of leather that you're working on. A lot of times that's not possible, but that's a general rule of thumb. And I like my leather to be on the verge of dried out when I'm beveling. Because when your leather is real wet, it gets mushy and your beveler will stick. It's hard to make it walk. And this is a 16-ounce maul that I'm using, by the way. I could use a 24-ounce maul for about 10 minutes, but then I'd be done for it.
Dang it, Lo.
What did I do now?
You moved.
Move? Well, I was getting ready. Okay, hang on. Let me move this way.
I need to put you a piece of
Well, I
paper.
was getting ready to get on this other piece of granite, and it makes you grit your teeth when I stamp on it.
No, you're fine. You're fine on it. You're not bothering me none.
Well, I wanted to.
Well, keep trying. Okay, don't. Whenever you go, there's your point. There's your point to stay.
Okay, don't go past that.
Yeah, don't go past that.
All right.
Gotta keep you in line. Now I just think it's funny when it changes noise. That's a weird tooling noise.
We're going back to the future.
Laugh. Always.
This is a long belt, you guys.
Yeah, it is.
Hope someone big gets it so I don't have to cut off a bunch.
Well, if you do have to cut off a bunch, we can make one of those cute little boxes.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this thing is starting to take an arc.
Yeah.
Because when you do this, you're actually stretching the leather a little bit. But when I go down the other side, it'll straighten back. It will. It's kind of funny that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, because of that, you'd probably recommend people to not size their belt until they're done tooling it. 'Cause
Yeah, well, yeah,
to a
that's
degree.
That's true, but it doesn't stretch it that much in length, and
Okay.
it doesn't stretch it because I've taped it.
Right.
But it will make it take that kind of a curl.
Sure.
You know. And if you're doing a big, wide project, it'll make it kind of cup up and stuff. But because of the tape, you should be able to keep about the same size. How we doing, Tony?
Oh, just over here listening to the sound, making sure I've cut out a lot of the noise suppression.
Oh, you can do that?
I took it out so people can hear all your little tap, tap, tap in a room, and they can hear the hair dryer now. It's not a silent hair dryer. But it still doesn't mean that you throw your dead weight in the middle of the camera.
I'll stand over here for a minute.
You're going to have to just walk back and forth.
Dirty Smith is falling. Oh, I got some questions I was copying and going to paste them up there.
Can we get some noise suppression up in the room?
Unfortunately, no. Razor Blade says it sounds like 90s trance music.
Denny, next time you adjust, can we get the number on that tool?
We can get it now. It's a Berry King SB4.
A Berry King SB.
Now, wait a minute. This is not a Berry King.
Okay, cool. Do you even know what tools you have, Denny?
I think this is a Berry King. SB. Who's SB?
Doesn't his tools usually say Berry King?
Yes, they do. I think this is one of our...
Maybe an SKB?
yeah, one of theirs. Yeah. It's just an SB4. It's just a steep beveler, you know.
A steep checkered? It's a checkered, right?
A steep checkered beveler. And, you know, our SKBs and those kind of tools, we have two different bevelers, you know, that are kind of shaped. They're about the same steepness, but the head of them shaped a little different. And I always wondered what it was. And I discovered the other day that the checker pattern is a little more coarse in one of them than the other.
Huh. Well, look at that. You learned something.
I did. But this is just a steep beveler that's checked, and, you know, the same. It's got the same checker pattern on it as my other bevelers do, and it's big. So I'm doing just a long line. Rule of thumb is use the biggest beveler you can use, and still make the turns and not leave little chip marks. I'm done with one side, you guys. You'll all be happy to know that, I'm sure.
Woo woo!
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get part way down this, and then I'll start doing some of the other parts.
That sounds really lovely to my ears.
Yeah, this is something you might want to wear earplugs for, huh?
Mm-hmm. You can turn your hearing aids off.
Yeah, or turn your hearing aids off.
Or do they noise cancel?
No, they do not.
That wouldn't be a terrible feature.
I can work mine from my telephone, though.
Wow.
And I've got a mute button. I can just completely obliterate you guys if I wanted to.
That's pretty incredible. That's a great superpower.
You got an app for that.
Let's see here. Yeah, so Robert asked what's a good use for belt blank cutoffs. A lot of times, like, you can see like a wristband.
Yeah.
Like, you could do, you know, a bracelet out of those if you wanted to. If your leather's thin enough, like if you are doing a lined belt and you're working with 4 to 5 ounce, make some earrings out of those little tooled parts. So you could just cut some cute little earrings that are already tooled up. But then, yeah, so we had a customer that sent us some pictures here a week or two ago, and he uses them for ring boxes. So he will he'll just put a base on it, and then he'll make some sort of a fun lid, and he just uses his tooled cutoffs for a cute little ring box, which I thought was a really cool idea.
Elizabeth said it was on the Friends of Springfield Leather Facebook group.
Yeah.
Keychains, earrings.
He said he's bought all his machinery from the sales of his little cutoffs from his boxes. Or cutoffs from his belts.
That's pretty great.
Right? I was really impressed. Tony, it's a 34.
Razor blades is a 34. Wasn't that who was asking? Oh, Lil Fear.
Little fear.
I just moved you across the screen.
Oh, you did.
Picture on the other side. Razor blades coming in with his jokes. Secret to a long and happy marriage? Hearing aids with an off switch. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Okay, so you didn't respond to my text messages this weekend, but did you pass along my compliments to the chef?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
I did do
Good,
that.
good.
I showed it to her and everything.
Denny's wife made Tony and I some pumpkin butter, and it was delicious. I have been eating it on all of my toast.
I haven't had any yet, but my wife ate some.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Can she make apple butter?
She could. She has. But she...
We need somebody to peel the apples for her.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Does anybody like peeling apples and wants to come to Springfield? You can hang out with Denny's wife. Maybe we can make a video on doing apple butter, Denny.
They already have a complete festival for that in Mount Vernon.
They do.
Apple butter making days.
Yeah. I tell you what.
We can't win today, Denny, with your tooling.
Denny and I have shot quite a few videos with tooling, and I'd say it's the hardest one to shoot. Usually when I'm doing the video, and we were videoing it, I'm standing right here with the camera, holding it,
Over
trying to
his
following
shoulder.
along. Huh?
Yeah, over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Because Denny can see what he's doing.
Well, I have to. That's the whole deal.
We need to get... I have some glasses that have a camera in it.
Oh, can we hook him up to a GoPro on his head?
Are they
The
my
GoPro's too
prescription?
weird. Maybe we can get a beard camera. Oh,
It just clips in with a little.
just got a little clip on it.
You guys.
No? Worth a shot.
So we were taking a walk yesterday afternoon, and we pulled in, or we walked in front of our neighbor's house, and they had 5 pumpkins on their front porch, and I was like, Chris, we're gonna have to steal those pumpkins for Denny's wife so she can make some more. It's like we'll have to look out for when they get rid of them
That's why people steal pumpkins off other people's porches.
to make butter.
I'll tell you what, though. She might do that a time or two. You know, well, not steal them, actually. But if someone's going to just throw their pumpkins away, she'll take them.
She'll rescue the pumpkins.
But pretty soon, enough is enough. She's done.
Her pumpkin
Yeah,
butter making days are limited.
Yes, they're
limited time only.
You mean
Yeah.
you can't do it all year?
No, she doesn't do it all year.
What does she make in the spring?
In the spring, she's out digging holes in the yard and planting vegetables and stuff. The last 2 years, she's had green beans come up. They call them volunteers, you know, just from last year,
Oh.
the ones that fell off.
Uh-huh.
She didn't plant one green bean for the last 2 years, but they've come up in the same place that she planted them before.
She has a volunteer army.
Volunteer army, yes. But I mean, there's been millions of them.
You gonna start canning green beans?
I like green beans.
Oh,
She doesn't
so
can them. She'll freeze them a lot of times.
You eat them too fast?
Well,
She
we
can't
do
can
eat
'em?
a lot of green beans. Yeah.
Well, that's good. They're good for you.
Good green bean casserole?
Yeah. She makes them. She'll take some little new potatoes and put in with them. And,
Not old potatoes.
no, new potatoes are little.
No, I know.
Okay, I feel like I need to educate you guys, but I guess I don't on everything.
We're only green on some things.
Yeah.
All
But she'll
right.
put potatoes in there and a little bit of pork. A lot of times just bacon
Well, of course.
makes pretty good stuff.
We need to.
Oh, am I in the wrong place again?
Yeah. There. That's all right. There we go. That's good.
See, and you were afraid you wouldn't have anything to do.
Zero says that I can actually see what he's doing 90% of the time.
That's good.
Well, need to start hiding it a little bit then.
Yeah, people start going to steal your tricks.
No, people will start saying, hey,
I
anyone
thought he
can
was
do
good.
that.
I thought he was good.
So, Denny, it looks like we've got a project for you.
You remember Eric? Do you remember Eric? We were talking about his leg tattoo.
Yeah.
He needs you to draw a pattern about 10 inches long and 4 to 5 inches wide. And he's going to have it tattooed on his calf.
Really?
You remember it?
Yeah.
I've been seeing quite a few of those. And maybe it's the same person and I just haven't paid attention. But on Facebook here the last maybe couple months, I've been seeing a lot of
That's that same guy doing
tooling
tattooing veg.
tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then you can just tan your leather when you're gone and it'll be pre-tooled.
Oh my god.
It's a fine idea right there.
Well, we've
It
made
is
it
a
all
thing.
the way to selling human hides on.
No, not selling.
Oh,
That's a thing that I've been hearing about is people will have their tattoos tanned when they're gone for their loved ones to remember them by.
They really think their loved ones want that.
I mean, it may be that I'm
Maybe.
hungry and my belly feels weird, but I think it's because of other things. Good grief.
Well, Denny, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling we've had enough for the day.
Yeah.
I think so. My ears are done.
I know everybody else has.
We have made it to a point right now.
But, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll get all the beveling and a lot of the other stuff done, and we'll finish it up next Friday.
All right. So Denny will do beveling on his own in his own workspace with his own ears turned off.
Yeah. Hit me.
And then we'll come back on Friday and we will finish up whatever is left after
Yeah.
beveling.
Yeah. We'll finish it up, and then you guys can do whatever you do to give it away.
Stacey
I think
says
you got to
there's a-
sell raffle tickets. That's a
Raffle
joke,
it off.
you guys.
That's a joke.
This is why we don't invite you to all the videos.
I know. I know.
Stacey says there's a tattoo museum somewhere. Then we got, let's see, what was
Our
it?
Stacey?
Lil Fear says people are weird.
That's true. I mean, we're weird. Literally, like in our hiring description, not literally, but it should be there. It's like, you got to be a little weird to work here.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just won't fit in and you're going to think that all of us are crazy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you rate yourself?
How strange of a person
You've
are
got to
you?
be over 5 to even be considered.
It's like I'm on a factor of 4 of weird. Oh, sorry. Thanks for applying.
Yeah.
Try
It
to
doesn't
get that
quite
one,
do it
Know
here.
you.
one question. Everything looks great on there. I've got 10 years of leather experience. Oh, but I'm only a 4 on
You're
weirdness.
just not weird enough.
So 21 crazy days. Then Monday is the Cyber Monday.
Mhm.
We'll start at noon. We'll probably start the stream a little bit before, so we can give all the instructions, give time to people to get in, see if we can't break Facebook.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the day. I'm kind of excited, kind of scared. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
What did we put on What did we put on today? Do you know? Oh, it was graphite kid skins, I believe, was what was on today.
Ooh, that sounds
We'll have
cool.
to check over on the Grant Street and see if we have any more of those thin black Herman Oak sides.
I feel like I saw a whole palette, so Chad's looking into that, and we will. It could be fine. It could be fine.
Friday is going to be another surprise, unless Vinny
I think we're
does
just gonna
more on his belt.
surprisingly finish this.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we will see you on Friday. There's no live sales tomorrow.
Have
So-
a great Thursday.
Yeah, so everybody
Eat some turkey.
eat some turkey. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
I was like, we won't even be here.